When God looks upon you, when you think nobody is watching, God is still watching, and that's who you really are. We need a generation to come out of the crowd. You don't have to do it like everybody else. You don't have to get lost in it. We just need some authentic, Bible-believing, grace-centered folks who say, I'm going to come out of the crowd and I'm going to live my life loud for Jesus. I just don't believe in quiet Christianity. I just don't believe that we should hide this light, man. It's time for us to step up and step out. It's not time to be a generation that's ashamed. It's not time to be a generation that's afraid. It's not time to be a generation who's apologizing. Jesus set you free so that you could live free. Is there anybody free in the house tonight? You have been called. God has called you. And this is important to know because some of us, we get out on the journey and we start to think that we're all alone. We start to think that we called ourselves. Not true. God called you. And when you rest in the fact that God has called you, what you understand is that if God starts something, God always finishes it. So for me on my journey, when I'm dealing with anxiety, when I'm dealing with worry, when I don't know how to lead people, when I don't know how to lead my wife, when I don't know how to lead myself, all of a sudden I go back to this simple fact that, wait a minute, I didn't call myself here. It was God who called me. And if God called me, His grace will carry me. You've been called. Let me just tell you something, man. Overcomers may fall, but they get back up. Overcomers, they might lose the battle, but they always win the war. Overcomers may face some setbacks, but guess what? They always rise up to make a comeback. And some of you in this house tonight, you need to realize that you are more than a conqueror. Christ Jesus lives inside of you. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead, it lives in you tonight. Is there any overcomers in the house? Somebody rise up in this place. Now, no matter what my situation looks like, no matter what my circumstance looks like, I have this eternal hope, and it's called life and life more abundantly. That I can live on, not just in this life, but I'm going to live on in the next life because Jesus paid the price, because Jesus put in everything.